You might be surprised to learn that reheating the wrong types of food can quietly harm your health, especially as you get older. It can weaken digestion, increase inflammation, and even affect your memory and balance without you realizing it. These risks are backed by studies in journals like the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, focusing on how certain reheated foods impact seniors over time. At first, reheating leftovers may seem harmless, but some common foods, when reheated, lose their nutrients or turn into substances that quietly strain your heart, blood sugar, or joints, key systems that keep you strong and independent after 65. In this article, you'll discover 3 foods seniors should never reheat, and 3 that actually become healthier when warmed properly. And stay with me to the end because I'll reveal one everyday food that seems safe but may be slowly damaging your body with every second serving. Let's begin with the foods you should be reheating, because done right, they can support your energy, your memory, and your mobility each day. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 3 foods seniors should reheat to maximize nutrients. 1. Oatmeal, a warm embrace for the mind and gut. For seniors entering the golden years of life, mornings often hold a quiet kind of power, a moment to begin again, gently and purposefully. And few foods embody that spirit better than a bowl of warm oatmeal. But what many don't realize is that reheating oatmeal, far from reducing its value, can actually enhance its benefits, especially for aging bodies that crave nourishment without burden. When oats are cooked and then cooled, a special transformation occurs. The starches begin to change structure, forming what's called resistant starch, a type of carbohydrate that resists digestion in the small intestine. When reheated, these resistant starches remain intact and go on to feed the good bacteria in the gut, helping to fortify digestion, improve blood sugar control, and lower inflammation throughout the body. This is not just science, it's deeply practical for those over 65. As we age, digestion often slows and blood sugar levels become more volatile. Reheated oatmeal offers a steady, low glycemic energy source that won't spike your sugar levels, but instead releases energy slowly and steadily, keeping you full longer and stabilizing mood and focus. But the benefits go even deeper. Oatmeal contains beta-glucan, a soluble fiber known to support heart health by reducing LDL, bad cholesterol. For seniors at risk of cardiovascular issues, this gentle daily habit becomes a quiet act of prevention. And unlike many breakfast options overloaded with added sugars or saturated fats, oatmeal is naturally mild, easy on the stomach, and endlessly customizable. Adding a sprinkle of cinnamon, a few chopped walnuts, or fresh blueberries not only boosts the flavor, but also infuses powerful antioxidants, natural defenses against cellular aging. The warmth of reheated oatmeal also brings comfort in more emotional ways. It's familiar, easy to digest, and symbolically grounding. On cold mornings or when energy feels low, it's more than just food. It's a gentle act of self-respect, a nourishing reminder that even small rituals can shape a healthier day and a healthier life. But here's something most don't consider. While oatmeal strengthens from the inside out, not all warm meals offer such gifts. Some may feel like comfort, but can turn quietly harmful when rewarmed, disrupting more than just digestion. They can affect your joints, nerves, and long-term vitality. So, what's the next best dish to reheat? One that protects your immune system and restores your bones with every spoonful. The answer might already be simmering in your fridge, waiting to be revived into something healing and profound. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Vegetable soup, a gentle medicine for joints, immunity, and the soul. In the quiet moments of late afternoon, when the body begins to feel the weight of the years and the light grows soft through the windows, there is something profoundly healing about a warm bowl of vegetable soup. It's not just comfort food, it's ancestral wisdom ladled into a bowl. And for seniors, especially those navigating the complexities of aging bodies, reheating vegetable soup isn't merely convenient. It's an act of restoring life-giving nutrients that deepen in richness and power over time. Unlike many processed meals, a homemade vegetable soup becomes more nutritious the next day. Why? Because when hearty vegetables like carrots, celery, onions, leafy greens, and sweet potatoes are slowly simmered and then left to rest, their cell walls begin to break down, releasing minerals and plant compounds that weren't fully available on first cooking. Upon reheating, the broth becomes a concentrated source of antioxidants, phytonutrients, and hydration, a trio especially vital for seniors. As the immune system naturally weakens with age, the body becomes more vulnerable to inflammation, respiratory infections, and joint stiffness. But a well-reheated vegetable soup, especially one enriched with garlic, turmeric, or parsley, acts as a soothing defense. The warmth stimulates circulation, opening blood vessels gently and easing cold extremities, while the anti-inflammatory compounds begin their quiet work of calming the body from within. For those who struggle with appetite, a common issue in older adults, soup is an approachable, easily digested meal that doesn't overwhelm the senses. Its gentle consistency and warmth nourish without demanding effort, helping to maintain strength, hydration, and nutrient intake, especially on days when eating feels like a chore. There is also the emotional nourishment to consider. A pot of soup made with care and reheated with purpose holds within it memories of kitchens past, of family gathered, of simpler times when food meant more than fuel. In every spoonful lies a return to something familiar and safe, a pause from the busyness of the world to care for oneself in the most elemental way. And for those managing high blood pressure, arthritis, or poor digestion, soup offers a way to add healing herbs and mineral-rich vegetables without harsh spices or heavy fats. It is a form of nourishment that aligns with the body's changing needs, gentle, warm, forgiving. But what if we told you that even the humble grain beside your soup bowl could be quietly strengthening your bones and stabilizing your heart, especially when it's warmed the right way? The next food is one that too many seniors overlook, and yet, when reheated properly, it may become your greatest ally in the fight against frailty. 3. Brown rice, a quiet foundation for strength, heart health, and longevity. There's a kind of wisdom in simple food, quiet, grounding, and unwavering. Among them, brown rice stands humbly, often unnoticed beside more colorful dishes. Yet for seniors, this unassuming grain, when gently reheated, can offer something far more meaningful than taste. It offers structure, stability, and slow-burning strength that supports every heartbeat, every step, and every moment of independence. Unlike white rice, brown rice retains the bran and germ layers, natural sources of fiber, B vitamins, magnesium, and selenium, nutrients that the aging body deeply needs. When freshly cooked and then cooled, brown rice begins to develop resistant starch similar to oatmeal. But the beauty lies in what happens next. When you reheat it properly, either gently steamed or warmed with a splash of water, these complex carbohydrates become gentle on digestion, releasing energy slowly without overwhelming the pancreas or spiking blood sugar. For seniors managing type 2 diabetes, heart disease, or sluggish digestion, this is no small detail. Reheated brown rice helps maintain steady energy throughout the day, preventing the crashes and fatigue that so often steal the joy from daily routines. It also supports the gut microbiome, feeding beneficial bacteria that regulate immunity, mood, and inflammation. Magnesium, often depleted in older adults, is found abundantly in brown rice and plays a vital role in nerve function, blood pressure control, and muscle relaxation, especially critical at night when leg cramps and restlessness can interrupt sleep. Each warm serving of reheated rice becomes more than a meal. It becomes a way to soothe, stabilize, and fortify the aging body from within. And then there is the emotional aspect of rice, its connection to comfort, to family tables, to the smell of something familiar. Warming leftover rice isn't just about convenience. It's a return to a rhythm, a small act of care that tells the body, you are still strong, you are still growing, you are still cared for. Best of all, brown rice adapts easily to the senior kitchen. Mix it with soft vegetables, lentils, or a drizzle of olive oil for a nutrient-rich dish that's easy to chew, easy to digest, and deeply satisfying. For those who struggle with complex meal prep, it becomes a reliable, flexible staple, a foundation both literal and symbolic for healthy aging. But while brown rice builds us up slowly and surely, not every reheated food does the same. In fact, some beloved dishes, when warmed a second time, can betray the very organs they once comforted. What if the next plate you microwave is silently working against your heart, your nerves, and even your memory? What you're about to discover may change the way you view your leftovers forever. 3 foods seniors should never reheat. 1. Cooked mushrooms, the hidden danger beneath the surface. There's something earthy and nourishing about mushrooms, a food that connects us to the soil, to nature, to something grounding and ancient. For many seniors, mushrooms feel like a healthy choice, low in fat, high in antioxidants, and gentle on the stomach when freshly cooked. But hidden within their soft texture is a lesser-known truth. Reheating cooked mushrooms can quietly turn a wholesome meal into a risk for your health, especially as the body becomes more sensitive with age. Mushrooms are rich in complex proteins and amino acids, substances that are beneficial when fresh, but also delicate and easily altered by heat. When mushrooms are first cooked, those proteins undergo structural changes that make them easier to digest. However, when they are cooled and then reheated, those same proteins can become denatured a second time, transforming into compounds that the body may no longer process efficiently. For a younger person, this might go unnoticed, but for an older adult, whose digestive enzymes are weaker and gut sensitivity is higher, it can lead to discomfort, bloating, and even nausea. The real danger lies in what we often don't feel immediately. Improper storage or reheating at low temperatures can allow bacteria such as Clostridium botulinum or Listeria to quietly grow, especially in mushrooms that have been sautéed in butter or oil and then left at room temperature too long. These bacteria don't always announce themselves with dramatic symptoms right away, but the damage can begin silently, disrupting the digestive tract or even affecting the nervous system in vulnerable seniors. The price you pay for this seemingly small mistake may not come with immediate pain or illness, but it adds up. It may come in the form of unrelenting fatigue, chronic indigestion, or an afternoon spent in discomfort rather than peace. It may even come as a weakened immune response at a time in life when every bit of strength matters. What's more, mushrooms lose much of their nutritional value upon reheating. The antioxidants that once supported your immune system degrade, offering little defense against the inflammation and oxidative stress that naturally increase with age. You're left with food that tastes familiar, but no longer serves you the way it should. Reheating mushrooms may seem like a harmless habit, especially in a world that praises convenience. But for seniors committed to protecting their health, memory, and mobility, it's a habit worth breaking. Let mushrooms be a gift enjoyed fresh, at their peak, not a leftover that lingers too long on the stove or in the microwave. But what about another common kitchen favorite, something crisp, colorful, and usually considered harmless? What if one innocent vegetable could be stirring up silent inflammation in your joints and weakening the very stability of your steps? The answer may surprise you. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Eggs. The silent shift from nourishment to harm. Eggs are often seen as one of the most complete and wholesome foods we can eat. They represent simplicity, balance, and nourishment, a familiar staple on the breakfast table of generations past. For seniors especially, eggs offer high-quality protein and essential nutrients like choline and vitamin D, which are vital for brain health and bone strength. But here lies a little-known truth. When eggs are reheated, their nature changes, and not for the better. When cooked for the first time, eggs are safe, digestible, and deeply nourishing. But once they cool and are stored, even just overnight, their proteins begin to change in ways that aren't always friendly to the aging digestive system. Reheating cooked eggs, especially in a microwave or high heat pan, causes the proteins to harden and restructure again, making them harder to digest and more likely to cause bloating, discomfort, or indigestion in older adults. More concerning is the formation of potentially harmful compounds. When eggs, especially those fried or scrambled with oils, are reheated, the fats and cholesterol can oxidize, creating substances that contribute to inflammation and arterial damage. These aren't just theoretical risks, they're biological realities, particularly for seniors already managing high cholesterol, high blood pressure, or heart disease. The price you pay isn't always immediate. It might be a stomach that feels uneasy for the rest of the day, a sluggishness that slows your step, or a fog that clouds your thinking. Over time, the burden becomes cumulative. A weakened digestive system, low-grade inflammation, and rising cholesterol, all stemming quietly from a well-meaning habit of warming yesterday's eggs. It's a small act that seems harmless, but for a body that has earned its right to gentleness, reheating eggs becomes an unnecessary strain. The nutrients once intended to protect your brain and strengthen your muscles may instead work against you if handled carelessly after cooking. There are safer ways to enjoy eggs. Eat them fresh, prepared gently and with care. Boiled or poached, they offer incredible benefits when eaten right away. But resist the urge to save them for later. What seems like convenience can quietly chip away at your vitality meal by meal. Still, eggs are not the only comfort food with hidden consequences. There's one more item, perhaps the most beloved in American kitchens, that carries an even greater risk when reheated. Soft, warm, and familiar, it may feel like a hug from the past, but behind its golden surface lies a metabolic trap that can weaken your legs, slow your heart, and cloud your mind. You'll want to know the truth before your next bite. 3. White potatoes, the comfort that quietly betrays. For many older adults, white potatoes evoke warm memories, family dinners, weekend gatherings, holiday meals where mashed potatoes were served with love. They are soft, familiar, and deeply woven into American tradition. But for seniors, especially those aiming to protect their heart, circulation, and balance, reheating white potatoes can transform a beloved comfort food into a quiet threat. White potatoes, when freshly cooked, are already high on the glycemic index. This means they break down quickly into sugars, causing sharp spikes in blood sugar. But when they are cooked, cooled, and then reheated, especially in butter, oil, or cream, their starch structure changes. Rather than supporting the body, this transformation can exacerbate insulin resistance and trigger inflammatory responses that affect the blood vessels, nerves, and even the brain. What makes this more dangerous for seniors is that aging naturally reduces the body's sensitivity to blood sugar fluctuations. Reheated potatoes can cause post-meal fatigue, numbness in the legs and feet, and contribute to chronic inflammation, which has been linked to everything from joint stiffness to cognitive decline. Many seniors also reheat potato-based dishes in plastic containers, unaware that high heat can release harmful chemicals like bisphenol A, BPA, into the food, substances known to interfere with hormonal balance and heart health. The result? A once innocent plate of leftovers may be doing far more harm than good. The price you pay is subtle but serious. You may feel more tired after lunch, not realizing your energy crash was caused by your reheated potatoes. You might notice more stiffness in your knees or tingling in your feet and blame it on aging without seeing the true source on your plate. Over time, these small daily moments add up. Poor circulation, rising blood pressure, weakened muscle control, and slower recovery after illness or injury. What's even more disheartening is that white potatoes offer very little protection in return. Unlike sweet potatoes or other colorful root vegetables, they lack antioxidants that could buffer their effects. They fill the stomach, yes, but they don't fortify the body. They satisfy the tongue, but quietly strain the system seniors most need to protect. Warmth and tradition are beautiful things, but as we age, we must learn to separate emotional comfort from nutritional safety. Choose wisely. Let potatoes be a part of your past, not your present healing. And now, as we reflect on these quiet dangers hiding in our leftovers, a larger truth emerges, that not everything in the fridge deserves a second chance. So how can seniors reclaim their meals, their energy, and their independence with smarter food choices? The answer begins not with fear, but with small, loving steps toward awareness. Every meal is a choice. Honor your health, one bite at a time. As we grow older, the choices we make at the dinner table begin to matter more than ever. Reheating food may seem like a small, everyday act, but for seniors, it can quietly shape the path of our health, energy, and independence. Knowing which foods to avoid reheating and which ones can actually support your well-being when warmed properly is more than nutritional advice. It's a form of self-respect. The truth is, aging well doesn't come from big, dramatic changes. It comes from small, consistent decisions, like how we care for our leftovers, how we honor our digestion, and how we protect the strength of our heart, brain, and legs with every meal. When you reheat the right foods, like warm oatmeal, nourishing soups, or brown rice, you're not just filling your stomach, you're sending your body a message. I still care. I still choose life. And when you let go of habits that no longer serve you, like reheating eggs, mushrooms, or white potatoes, you take another step toward freedom. freedom from discomfort, from fatigue, and from avoidable health setbacks that too often steal joy from the later years. The price we pay for convenience can be subtle but lasting, but the reward for awareness is even greater. Better digestion, stronger steps, sharper thinking, and perhaps most importantly, a sense of control over your own well-being, no matter your age. So as you open your fridge tomorrow, remember, not everything deserves a second chance on your plate. Choose what nourishes, reheat with intention, and honor this chapter of life with the quiet strength that comes from wisdom, not impulse. Because in the end, every warm meal is not just a comfort, it's a choice to protect your future, one bite at a time. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.